Derivation of integration formula. Y equals x to the power of n. Area equals integral y dx, that's the height times the length, equals x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus constant c. If y equals x to the power of n, then the y dx equals n x to the power n minus 1. That's differentiation. Now, we can go back from differentiation and get back the function. To do that, we have to integrate. The forward process is differentiation, and that's the derivative. This is a function. The backward process is integration. We're going to derive the formula for integration, which is that. We know the y dx equals n x to the power n minus 1. But y is x to the power n. So we can write d x to the power of n over the x equals n x to the power n minus 1. So now we need to replace n with n plus 1 because we need to do reverse process. Don't forget we're taking away minus 1. Now we're adding plus 1. So therefore, d x n plus 1 over the x equals n plus 1 x to the power n plus 1 minus 1. I've just replaced that with n plus 1. And I've replaced that with n plus 1. I've replaced that with n plus 1. So what I need to do is multiply both sides by the x so that I can cancel the x here. So if I times that by the x, I need to times that by the x. And you can see the x cancel the x. Therefore, I got d x to the power n plus 1 equals n plus 1 x to the power n, because n plus 1 minus 1 is n, dx. Now I need to divide both sides by n plus 1. So d into bracket x to the power n plus 1 over n plus 1 will be equal to x to the power of n dx. So all I did was divide that by n plus 1, so that cancel out, and then divide that by n plus 1 side. I need to integrate both sides. So I can say integral d x to the power n plus 1 over n plus 1 will be equal to integral, but there is 1 here. This is 1 times that. So basically I have integral 1 d x to the power of n plus 1 over n plus 1 equals integral x to the power n dx. I need to remind you of a small process. If I have integral of dx, that is actually integral of 1 dx, like we've done here, because there's 1 here. And when we integrate that, we always get, in this case, I'm integrating with respect to x. Remember, x to the power of 0 equals 1. So I can replace that with x to the power of 0. So I get integral x to the power of 0, which is 1, so that was there, dx. Now, if I do that, then I'll get x plus a constant c. Now, the reason for that is because I'm integrating with respect to x, variable x. But what I've got here is similar to that. Let me give you another example. If I'm doing integral of dt equals, well, that will be equal to integral of 1 dt, right? Because there's 1 here. But 1, because I'm integrating with respect to t, so that will be integral of t to the power of 0 dt, and that will be equal to t plus c. It's because I'm integrating with respect to t. So that will be t to the power 0. T to the power 0 is 1. Anything to the power 0 is 1. And that's why I get t plus constant c, just like that. Integrating of s to the power 0, the s, that will be s plus constant c. Integrating of h to the power of 0, the h, that will be h plus constant c. Well, my h here is x to the power of n plus 1 over n plus 1. That's the h. Therefore, the 1 here, which is h to the power of 0, is integral of x n plus 1 over n plus 1 all to the power 0, the integral of x n plus to the power n plus 1 over n plus 1. What that should be equal to, if I integrate that, remember that's h. The whole thing is h. That's h. So I should be getting x to the power n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. So that's the left-hand side. The left-hand side here is that. But the right-hand side, so therefore, the integral of the right-hand side, which is equal to the integral of the left-hand side, and the left-hand side is giving me that integral of x to the power of n dx will be equal to x to the power n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus constant c. But remember, x to the power of n is y. Therefore, integral of y dx equals x to the power n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c, provided n is not equal to minus 1. Because if n equals minus 1, we get 0 here, and anything over 0 is undefined. That's the integration formula.